Welcome to Charts from the Media. Today is January 15th, 2014. We're going to be taking a look at the charts of VIX. It's a volatility index. It can't actually be traded itself. You can't just type in VIX and buy or sell that. However, there are products where you can buy it. We are going to be taking a short-term view looking for entry points. There's been a pattern that has happened over the past year that's been pretty consistent, where if you watch the pattern, it can be interpreted as some buy signals at certain points. So that's what we're going to look at. The VIX can be traded via options or a multitude of exchange-traded products. They are called ETPs. However, be aware of how those products are structured and what their intention is. The charts we're going to look at are the daily VIX with the buy, reversal, and signals, as well as the daily TVIX. It's a two-time leveraged VIX short-term ETN. Again, there are multitudes of ETPs out there on how to trade the VIX, and this is just one that we'll look at. So here we have just over a 1-year chart of the VIX. We are going to be looking for certain things to occur and then see what happens after that. So when the VIX touches or goes below approximately 1220, this is not an exact number, but just right around there, and the MACD histogram rises above 0 after Slow Stochastics has been below 20, that's when we're seeing that a bounce has occurred and it could be a possible entry point for a buy. So here are the times. We're going back to February. The stochastics was below the 20. It was in the oversold area. The MACD hit above the 0 line, and then we had a large rise up. And then this continues on throughout the year. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're approaching this again. So we've had a couple of times where it's, we've had the stochastics below 20. We have had the price go below 1220. However, the MACD has not turned up, so this is telling us to still wait at this time before getting into the VIX. Now looking at price action for short term, now this is a daily chart, this would have paid off quite rapidly. Here it would have been choppy. On this one, it goes up again quite rapidly. It goes up quite rapidly. Here it kind of chopped around before its rise. Again here rapidly, and then here chopped around a little bit before it rise up. These again are all fairly short-term trades, less than a month. Here it would have been just within a couple of days. When you put these items together and see where the VIX is trading right now, we could have a potential area where the VIX may be rising again. Our next chart, we are going to be looking at an ETN product, my ETP, as you could call it. Now, the VIX can be traded in many different ways, and there's a lot of companies have different products out there where you can trade it. This one in particular, we're going to look at, it's TVIX. It's a 2 times leveraged VIX short-term ETN, and this is the 2-year chart. This ETN does reverse splits. During bull market, it continually loses value over the long term due to its structure. Contango and backwardation are typical in leveraged ETNs. If using ETNs, be aware what they consist of. Many are formed for the very short-term purposes. So going back 2 years, without the reverse splits, this would have been at 2,500. And it's gone all the way down to 676 at this point. So what does this tell us? This would be losing value during bull markets. There would be multiple ways to trade this as well. I don't believe this TVIX has options on it though. The whole point of this chart is to know what you're buying. If you were to buy this ETN and expect to hold it for the long term, you would have had a lot of pain and misery waiting for the market to turn around if you were looking for a bear market in the past year or two. As I said before, there are multiple ways to trade the VIX. I just wanted to point out some of the patterns that have been seen in the past year regarding that low $12 level and what happens after that. Thanks for watching. Visit chartsfromthemedia.com for definitions, learning tools, videos, and more.